Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to episode 2 of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. So this is our new series for this slot, and I'm very excited. I've been wanting to get to this ever since I did the first impressions to it. It was just really good, like actually surprised me with how good it was. I really didn't expect it to be that strong of a first episode, but it really nailed it. Um, and for a double length episode, especially, it got the origin story down pat. We like the characters a lot already. The villain is actually threatening, which makes me believe that the future villains will also be as such. Um, there was good humor, good character, good depth, a lot of just fun moments that really sold it. A lot of style. Like, you can't forget the style of this series. The music is great. It's just fantastic. And I'm hoping that this continues throughout the entire season. And the full season is released, which is wild to me because it's like they rushed out this entire season, and yet after 8 episodes they put Ghost of Molly McGee season 2 on hold. It's like, what? You pump out an entire season of this series, but when another show that's already been going, that already has a notable fan base, like comes back for its second season, you just put it on hiatus after like not even half of the season. That just seems weird. That just seems weird. But whatever. Just means we have more Moon Girl to get to. I really like Lunella. She's a good main character. She's really charming and funny and quirky, but also very smart. She's a literal genius, and she's just super likable. She's just like really fun and human, honestly, for lack of a better way to put it. She feels just like a real girl, even with the hyper intelligence. Like, you see those moments of like, yeah, she messes up, she makes mistakes, and she doesn't always know what she's doing just because she's super smart. I like it when characters who are displayed as these literal geniuses, I like it when they're also shown to be just genuine, real people. Because there's so often that they're not. There's so often that these super geniuses are like shown to be like just super geniuses. And the humanity part is kind of second nature, or they try to force in humanity that ends up feeling forced and fake and not natural at all to the character. Um, but yeah, it's like I like it when it feels natural, when it feels real, and this is one of those cases. I also really like Casey so far. Like, Casey's really fun, kind of this social media influencer, kind of like Andrea from Ghost of Molly McGee. She seems really sweet and nice and really supportive of Lunella's superhero career. In fact, just helping her out like with costuming and stuff. Lunella's family is great so far. Like, I have no real complaints about them. Um, and Devil himself is actually pretty fucking charming, which was the biggest surprise for me from the premiere. Because I really was that was the thing I was most cautious about. Animal sidekick characters in like Disney movies and stuff, I'm always wary of because a lot of the times they are annoying and are the worst part of the movie, or I guess series they're a part of. There are exceptions where the animal sidekick characters are pretty much non-existent in the movie, like in Moana, where the chicken and the pig are both barely characters. They're just there. They don't ruin anything, but they're just there. But then you have stuff where like the animal or goofy sidekick characters legitimately hurt the movie. In Hunchback of Notre Dame, it wasn't quite animals; it was the gargoyles. Like the gargoyles absolutely fucking ruined Hunchback of Notre Dame for me. Um, but then you have like mostly just the comic relief kind of characters who are just there for the kiddies and all. Because most of the time they don't fit; they don't feel natural. Um, but Devil in this series does. Devil is very comedic comparatively. He's like a big puppy and all, but he feels very natural. He feels like, oh yeah, he belongs here, and on top of that, he's not like just a sidekick to Lunella. He's her partner. They are equal partners in this crime fighting duo. That's why it's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, not Moon Girl with Devil Dinosaur. You know. Um. So yeah, I'm very pleased with how the first episode went. I've seen it like a couple more times, and I'm definitely excited to see where this series goes. And I can't wait for you to join me along on that journey. So let's do it. Let's get into this and hope for the best. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, a lot lower stakes this time. Like, a lot lower compared to the first episode. Mind you, the bridge being taken down, yeah, that would probably, like, Casey probably would have died, as was said. And there would be definitely a lot of other injuries, possible deaths with everyone who was on the bridge, all the cars. There was people just standing around on the bridge we saw. So yeah, it probably would have caused a lot of trouble. Plus, obviously, would have halted traffic and everything with that. There would definitely have been issues if the bridge was taken out. But at the same time, just overall, the episode had lower stakes than the first one. And that's, I think, completely fair, considering that the first episode was double length and did have so much higher of stakes. By bringing it back down, we get to focus more on the human element of these characters, and I think that's smart. Instead of focusing so much on the high-end superhero stuff, this time we get to go more into Lunella's own struggles with her identity, her physical attributes, and how others view her. All of these are very important, especially to a young person who is trying to figure themselves out still. These self-image issues can really, really do a lot of damage. And it's not just young people, but especially young people face this all the time. And this episode actually did throw me for a loop, because it's like, I guessed it was the possum kid. His name is escaping me now. It was in the credits, and I mentioned it. I just... Oh, I'm trying to find it again. Um, Angelo. Yes, 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 yes. I was thinking it was Angelo, but then it showed the troll, and I'm like, wait, am I wrong? What? I was genuinely super thrown off by that, because everything had made it seem like it was going to be Angelo. Otherwise, what was the point of Angelo's stand being destroyed and everything, and them putting such a big focus on that? It didn't seem like a throwaway gag, like some just like poor kid being victimized by this. It didn't come across that way at all. So I was really genuinely thrown off. But then when it was revealed that there was an alien symbiote involved, it's like, oh, okay, it probably is him then. um, but I was also noting how the symbiote didn't look like a Clintar symbiote, which is the species that is known for venom and carnage and shriek, I want to say the name is. Um, but all of those typical like Spider-Man symbiotes. And this is in the same universe. This is Marvel, so I guess it's just a different kind of symbiote. It's like some little green slime thing that we saw that turned this kid into a literal troll. That fed off of being attacked, either verbally or physically, and grew stronger and gained abilities because of it. So it's a completely different kind of symbiote, but it's also clear it's going to return at some point because we saw it wasn't captured or truly like killed or anything. It got away. So that's definitely got to return at some point. Um, but I also like Casey in this episode, like obviously helping out and everything, but also I like how she's kind of the voice of reason here. Because a character like her usually isn't. But I really like that she is here. Like, the kind of like popular influencer, you could say girly girl kind of character. She is very standardly quote unquote feminine in terms of stereotypical presentation for that. Um, Usually those characters aren't seen as the kind of voice of reason types. So I like it when they are portrayed that way. And so seeing that here with Casey is great. She's the voice of reason while Lunella is getting out of hand. Lunella is letting this get to her, is letting all of this like bother her, which again is fair. It's like I don't blame Lunella for getting bothered by all of this. I don't think Casey did either. Casey was just like, even if you're bothered, you just have to shrug it off. You have to let it go. You don't want it to consume you. It's not that it doesn't bother you. It's just that you have to move on. You can't let it get to you. Otherwise, it creates this never-ending loop. And I can speak from experience on this. I've dealt with these kinds of people. Being a YouTuber, I've dealt with them. And you guys might know, like, I've really had trouble coming in with them when I was posting on BitChute. In fact, I don't know for 100% certain, but I truly believe that it was them who got my account blocked. Because that came out of nowhere, and there was no other, like, real reason for it. But remember, but prior to my account getting blocked, I was constantly being harassed by trolls on my BitChute. In the comments of those videos, I was constantly getting transphobic shit sent to me, literal Nazi shit sent to me, um, racist shit, all kinds of terrible, horrible, evil stuff like that. And that's how I had to handle it. I couldn't let it get to me, even though, yeah, it bothered me, especially the stuff that was directly connected towards me, the transphobic stuff and whatnot. It bothered me, but I had to shrug it off. And I would joke with them about it. I would like talk back, but not like argue or anything. Instead, I would like be kind of like sassy and silly about it. Kind of like what Lunella ended up having to do here, where she's just like, "Oh, thank you. I'm glad you noticed." Stuff like that. It's like I would have to do that too. But most of the time, I just ignored them. I would delete their messages and I would ignore them because it wasn't worth the time. I'm not going to put forth all that effort into that and just end up, you know, messing up my own life because of it. I'm not going to get obsessed with that and lose my cool, because it's just not worth it. So it's a very relatable lesson to anyone who has a presence of any sort on the internet. They're going to deal with people like this. They're going to deal with trolls. It's it's very relatable to the modern day, to modern teenagers, and even adults can get something from this. And I like how Lunella's grandma was like, "Oh, I don't even go on the internet. I don't even see this stuff." But then, out of curiosity, she did check it out. And it's like, my chicken wings are not overspiced, and it's like she got obsessed with it too. And it's like, oh goodness, Lunella definitely gets it from her. They are definitely family. Um, and of course, there's just some fun gags in it, like the entire love scent thing or whatever it was called. It's like, yeah, obviously we get the joke there, but it's like also ew. I can't be the only one who's just grossed out by that concept. Choosing a partner based on their smell. It's like there's multiple things wrong with that. Multiple things, and I don't have the time to go into that right now. I have a feeling that there's people who don't like Casey. I have a feeling there's people who don't like her because of the influencer stuff, her personality, the girly girl stuff with all the makeup and all. I have a feeling there's people who find her annoying, and I really feel bad for those people, honestly, because they're letting some preconceived notions and stuff get in the way of enjoying how awesome and fun and likable of a character she is. Like, Casey is so good. And I just have a feel. I don't know for sure. Hell, she might be the most popular character in the show for all I know. But I have a feeling, based on how people have reacted to other characters in the past, I have a feeling that there's at least some people who have hated on her. And it really disappoints me, if I'm being honest. Um, I'm definitely excited to see where this goes, though, because even if this episode was like lower stakes and whatnot, it was still a really good episode. It was still very enjoyable. The style was there, the music was there. That rap battle was actually really fun. It was silly and goofy, but it was fun, and I really enjoyed it. Plus, obviously, again, the stylistic choices they make is just always good. Plus, again, this feels like you're getting a peek into these characters' lives, and even just little things like seeing them in the bodega at the beginning, getting the sandwich and all. It's like it feels like you're seeing this real breathing city and all the people within it, and it feels more complete than a lot of settings and characters from other shows. Like, you really get to breathe in and get a good grasp of just this entire city of people, this entire community. And I love it when shows and movies can do that, when it makes you feel like you're being brought in to view that. The Miss Marvel series on Disney Plus did an amazing job at this, by the way. If you have not seen the MCU Miss Marvel series, I would definitely recommend it for a lot of reasons, but especially that. Like, you get a very good sense of that community in that series, and I'm getting kind of similar vibes here. Um, so yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think that there is so much potential for this series. It wasn't like on the level of the first episode, I would say, but it was still really darn good. But tell me in the comments below, what did you think of episode 2 of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur? And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.